Yeah. Yeah, that's coffee tongue. You're just like, nah, I know my breath stinks, but like, is it really worse than coffee breath? Is bad breath worse than coffee breath, or is coffee breath worse than bad breath? And should we all just carry scope on us for the rest of time and eternity? Because there's no way I'm giving up coffee. But I mean, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. That's right, it's Friday, and therefore it is the last day of our fall week tracks. No worries. We have a bridge track today, something that takes us from that acoustic vibe back to your BandLab Plus Coffee regular programming that you have come to know and hopefully sometimes enjoy. All I know is we have another excellent track for you, and it's going to be Why Try? Lie. Freestyle. You can't deny. This guy, D3, he's got talent. Most of those things rhymed. So let's go. Hey! To the left. Excellent track. Today in the lab, we've got Why Try? Lie. Freestyle. My guy, I can't deny that I believe this is going to be the right call to let sleeping dogs lie when it comes to the acoustic style. Yo, look, man, it's early and it's coffee time. So Why Try Lie Freestyle by D3 out of Lincoln, Nebraska, USA, repping 30 followers right now. We can do better, right? 215 plays. This is a fork from an I Am Loneheart beat called Why Try Lie Freestyle. If you have not checked out Loneheart's beats, you should do so. He is always pumping out new content, incredibly prolific with his releases. In the meantime, however, let's check out Why Try Lie Freestyle from D3. That's right. I told you I was going to bridge that fall gap from the acoustic stuff to the regular programming. And what better way to do that than with like a sunflower style track? Where are my lyrics? I gave you all that I had. Hurt you one time and I made it so bad. Should've never left you in the past. But now my heart is racing and now I'm so jaded. I really have no patience. Like, why'd I do you so wrong? Why'd I do so wrong? It's 5 in the morning and I'm calling you up right now. Great echo. Push me away, don't know what to say. I be popping these perks, you see on my face. I wish that I could go press rewind and go back to the days that you were mine. But now you're not with me anymore. Every time my name pops up, you ignore. And why I'm even making this song for? And why do I want you so bad? Nice full stop. And in 1:37, that is excellent. Way to go, D3. Astrotime. I'm a big fan here. I didn't mention previously, so at ASTROTIME is D3, Astrotime. So don't forget to jump on over and follow him. Look, here's why this is a great bridge. One, it's 1:37. It's an excellent, almost bridge in the song that is our fall week, right? And we're going to culminate in your weekend where you get to go back and listen to whatever tracks you want. And we hope some of them are BandLab tracks from BandLab Plus Coffee. And then we'll start up again next week with our regularly scheduled programming. In the meantime, here, Why Try Lie Freestyle from Astrotime. Great track. I wish we had the lyrics because it is lyrically dense, but I really do very much enjoy this vibe. So let's head on over to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love is this track itself. So I know that Loneheart created the track, but let's take a listen to what makes this track excellent. So we're going to go into something that's a little more dense here, and we're going to listen here.
These perks you see on my face, I wish that I could go press rewind.
All right, so take a listen. We've got the ukulele or guitar, whichever one's going on there, but we also have a couple of small background elements that are keeping it acoustic, keeping it light, and keeping the EQ spectrum open for a vocal. Notice how D3's vocal completely shines through, despite the fact that we have a track already. Like this track was made as an instrumental, and his vocal shines through because Loneheart's not filling up the spectrum with things that are going to get in the way of a vocal like this. And that kind of brings us to the next thing that I love, which we'll get to momentarily, but we need to take a moment to recognize that even though this is not some crazy electronic track with a million layers, we are doing something clinical in the fact that we're creating a vibe that can be used. And it sounded like it even went from mono to stereo when it opened up. The fact that there are so many things happening in the track, or rather a few things happening in the track that aren't apparent, but are adding so much to the vibe and the function of the song as a whole. It's very well done, expertly crafted, simplicity, but not without its complexity on a musical side. So that's why I love that. The second thing I love is, in fact, how D3 uses his vocals as an instrument. We mentioned this a little bit in different ways, shapes, and forms, but I'm going to tell you right now that while I am more of a lyrical rapper, when I do any kind of hip hop, this style with this form of auto-tune comes off as more of an instrument. We're almost creating, because I don't have the lyrics, sometimes you just want to tune out. So I'm hearing everything that D3 says, and while bits and pieces are very apparent, and in fact, the themes of the track of, wanting them to pick up, but they're not going to because it's over, and really it's all become one-sided, right? Those things are very apparent. But when you zoom out and you let the vocals sit as an additional instrument on this track, you begin to focus in on something different, a bigger picture. It's like seeing the Great Wall of China is this crazy, awesome monument and testament to human ingenuity, right? And it's really cool, but it's up close. When you go into space, you take that really cool, awesome thing, and suddenly it becomes insignificant when you look at the planet as a whole, because the beauty of what's there eclipses each individual element of what's on planet Earth. The planet Earth is the new beautiful thing, right? So when we take these lyrics and this vocal and we tune into the vocal, it's a neat vocal and it tells a good story. But when we zoom out to the bigger picture of the entire track, we have this really well-crafted beat by I Am Loneheart, and then we also have this really cool ambient vocal from D3. Bringing those two together, sure, the individual elements are cool, but when we bring them together, we zoom out, we see the picture of what is the world of why try, lie, freestyle. Suddenly we see the Earth from outer space. So if you tune out for a moment, stop trying to listen to the words specifically that are being spoken, and listen to how the auto-tune turns the vocal into an instrument to go with the track. Let's listen.
Now I'm so jaded, I really have no patience. Like, why'd I do you so wrong?
The ambience with all the different verb that's happening, how we're going from chest voice to head voice. Our layers, our echoes. It's almost like standing with your eyes closed in the wind and hearing the wind rustle the leaves, the water move in the river. You begin to hear the whole picture when you don't focus on one thing. Just vibe.
Every time my name pops up, you ignore.
it almost doesn't matter what's being said, because when you zoom out, you have such a cool element as a whole that the individual pieces no longer matter. They're all great. Just once they become this fully fleshed out thing, or rather this complete idea, they just vibe. You just vibe. And you can feel that on a different level. So when you look for potential in music, it's not always about what's right in front of your face. There are technical writers, there are technical musicians, there are people who have been utilizing their craft for decades. Sometimes it takes a fresh perspective and a fresh eye to open your eyes to a new way to break the rules or a new way to listen. And this track does that really well. So the first thing I love is the track. Second thing I love is how the vocal is an instrument and creates a whole experience and a vibe. Now, if there's one thing I want more of, this is, again, lyrically dense, just like yesterday's track was. But if there's one thing that I want more of, I think that I want more structure to the track. I want this track, even at 1:37, it could have a little more structure. It could have a defined verse, it could have a defined chorus, and then a defined outro, second verse, bridge, whatever you chose to do with that. And whether that means maybe putting a filter for the first verse over the ukulele or the acoustic instrumentation, and then opening that up into the chorus, or if that means maybe chopping up some of the instrumental and creating something different, you just don't want to ruin the vibe that's there. So the one thing I want more of is a more defined piece. What is the beginning? What is the middle? What is the end? Because right now I hear a full idea, but it is that. It is an idea. And whether we listen to it backwards, forwards, or sideways, it's that same idea. So what I want is I want a fleshed out track that gives me a beginning, a middle, and an end to this story, because there is a story here. D3, I would love to hear your story. If you want to put that in the comments for us, that would be awesome. In the meantime, this is such a bop. It is a vibe. You can put this thing on repeat, and it is good, right? It is a good vibe. And I cannot wait to listen to it a few more times. So everyone should jump on over to BandLab and follow at Astrotime out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Repping 30 followers now. We need to get him some more, okay? And you know what? While you're over there, why don't you do this? Why don't you follow DJTatious? In fact, you can follow me on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. I will be there. And with that, I say, I hope your weekend is relaxing and restful, and that you take an opportunity to catch any BandLab Plus coffee that you may have missed throughout the week. Enjoy your coffee, enjoy your time, so that on Monday you can wake up and enjoy the grind. Thanks for drinking coffee with me. We'll see ya.